Alright, welcome back to these little photography tutorials, and today I'm going to show you how to stitch together a tiny planet picture like we have in the background here. The main program that we are going to be using today is called Microsoft ICE, which stands for Image Composite Editor. It can be downloaded for free from Microsoft's website, and I'll include a link to that in the description. So basically what you're going to want to do is take your quadcopter or whatever aircraft you have up and take 360 degree sets of images. So you'll take one around facing straight out, tilt it down, take another 360 degree around, tilt it down even more, take another 360 degree view around, then tilt it down again and capture what's right below you. So to stitch all those together, we're going to hit New Panorama, and I shoot in JPEG and RAW just in case I need to play with it, but we will just be using JPEGs today. And here is the set of images that we shot earlier on. So I clicked on the bottom one, then clicked on the top one, and that selects all of them. Now you can see some of these are kind of dark due to and that one, I don't know what happened there, but some of these are kind of dark due to just the angle that the sun is in the sky, and it will mess with it a little bit, so it's best to do these when the sun is right above you. So let's go ahead and hit open. And there we go. Let's go ahead and make this full screen. So you can see it has the different angles of downward that we're pointing at the camera. And then from here, we just go ahead and hit stitch. And I will speed that up. Alright, now that that's done, it presents us just with this spherical projection that it gives us, and it's basically just standard, and you can play around with these others if you want. None of them really work that well, I found. Best one to go to is either fisheye or stereographic. Perspective is kind of cool because you can kind of pan around and it's like you're actually up there. So that's kind of fun to play around with, except it's kind of lopsided, so that's not as fun. And so we'll just go back to fisheye for the sake of simplicity. And then from here, you kind of line up on what you're shooting on. I'm going to pull back out a little bit. And there we go. I usually try to put north up. So top of the map is north, bottom south. And as you can see, with the sun being low in the sky, everything on the right is kind of clear, and then on the left it kind of gets a bit fuzzy, but it works. So for the sake of this tutorial, it works for what we wanted to do. So from there, and you can turn it if you need to, just with the sides, do all this fun stuff, move it up and down, change the projection left and right. But this is essentially the tiny planet effect, and you can try at higher altitudes and lower altitudes, and that gives you different effects as well. So then when you go ahead and hit crop, it'll work its magic and project the panorama into how it will be done. And it gives us this. So if we hit auto crop, we're cropping off part of the planet, so let's hit no crop, and then auto complete, and it will fill in the blue areas of the sky for us. Alright, and there we go, that's the auto complete. So then once we're done with that, and you're happy with it, you can go ahead and hit export. And you can see this is quite a large image, 163 megapixels. Just for comparison, your average cell phone camera is about 12 megapixels. So I always do export it at 100, hit export to disk, and I'm going to save this in just desktop for now, and hit save. It'll export it. Then we'll be done with that. You can close out of that window if you want. Let's see, I think that's the image. and it will usually take a long time to load because these images are the very high resolution. But the great thing about it being high resolution is you can zoom in and you have a lot of detail on your images. Versus if you take one high up image. Let me pull one of those up real quick. Here's another good one. So say we pull this up, I mean, you zoom in, it starts getting kind of grainy. So same image, that's right. So let's move this back. So if you look over here, you zoom in, and it's pretty clear up until you can see you can zoom in on buildings and they're pretty clear. So it's nice that you get this type of quality. These blow up nicely and you can make really large prints. If you do need to shrink them down, you can always bring up Photoshop. I'll minimize this real quick. Minimize that. And you can click and drag into Photoshop. And the most issues that I've had with this is canvas size is too large. So, and that's just like the pixel dimensions. So you're going to go to image size. And you can see pixels here, it's 12,000 pixels. I usually shrink it down to what? We shrink it down to 5,000 by 5,000, that's about 25 megapixels. And then hit OK. It'll do its work, shrink it down. And you can see it's still fairly high resolution, but it's now to a format where you can upload it to social media sites or websites and it will load easier. And then just save this as a new image or reduce quality, and there you go. That's about all there is to it.